What's going on, my Warrior FC? Welcome back to the channel. And oh my god, we got so much to get into. What a busy and crazy week it has been for WWE 2K26, as it is that time of year where it feels like Christmas or a birthday, because WWE 2K26 is soon to drop. They've dropped so much information, and yesterday dropped the first of hopefully a few other trailers. We're gonna break down some of that while the trailer plays in the background. Not full play, I gotta cut it up. I don't want YouTube to cook me now, but I'm excited. This is the time of year that I can't wait for each and every year, that new game cycle that's gonna help make this channel more fun and engaging for you guys. So let's dive right into the things that I'm excited for and looking forward to play in WWE 2K26. You see this kick off the trailer. They got CM Punk walking out. They just dropped his entrance. He has finally been revealed as a standard edition, even though it's been, rumored for him to be the standard edition. And he also has his own showcase mode, and I'm excited to dive into that and talk about that because I'm a huge showcase person. We'll save that for just a little bit later in the video. But what is coming to the channel that's been rumored, teased, and now confirmed by 2K26 earlier in the week, and now by this teaser trailer, is a bunch of new things. First, we're getting the return of 3 Stages of Hell match, I Quit match, Inferno match, and the brand new match of the Garbage match. Well, that one's most likely a reskin version of the Casket match. I'm seeing a lot of people not too thrilled about that, but I mean, I don't know how much more different they can make that match be different from a Casket match. Maybe there's a little bit more different things you can do, but we'll have to see when we get our hands on the game. But that's exciting. I miss having 3 Stages of Hell match, Inferno match, and I Quit match, especially I Quit match, 3 Stages of Hell match, because when you got heated rivalries in universe mode, that is 2 of the big match type that can end big time rivals. So I'm glad to have that in the game once again, and you're definitely going to be able to see that on my universe mode sometime very soon in the near future when rivalries get to that point that we need to use any of those match types. So I'm glad. This game feels like a game we've been asking for quite some time. Feels like a mix of new generation of gaming mixed in with Here Comes the Pain, especially with the additions of thumbtacks, and they bring back the usage of using the shopping cart and how you can now beat up your opponent with the shopping cart in different ways. But I'm intrigued to see how thumbtacks are going to be used in this game. Never played a game with thumbtacks. I know AEW Fight Forever has thumbtacks. I never played that game. Not a fan of AEW, so I never bothered to buy that game. So I'm interested to see how that works. Also really excited for their new enhanced gameplay and their ragdoll physics being enhanced. We see now you can now damage your opponent by slamming them with a move onto chairs. As you see right here, Rhea Ripley doing a super riptide from the top rope onto steel steps, and now the characters will react properly when they fall or when they get moves put on them and they land on weapons. So that has more weapons physics. How it works out, it looks like it's more flowing. Like if there is something in the ring or on the concrete and you do a move and they land on them, it looks like it's just going to react organically. Not necessarily a specific move onto the chair, but if you do moves not on the chair, but onto weapons. But if you do a move and they land on it, they're going to react. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Now you can have 2 characters on the barricade. You can do moves off the barricade. Last year you could just only jump off the barricade onto your opponent down below, but now you can do moves. They're going to react to that. I'm really excited to see how that's going to go with the game. Now they got double stack tables back again. I'm curious to see if you can light the tables on fire. We'll find out maybe in another trailer or just when we get our hands on the game. But this game, again, the fun factor looks to be back. I love that. It looks, like I said earlier in this video, a mix of realism and arcadic. It looks like we're going to finally get a good blend of that here in this year's. What we've been asking for for me, a content creator, and just as a fan of WWE 2K or WWE games in general. Speaking of barricades, there are enhanced combat in the crowd. They said you can interact with crowd signs, you can interact with the crowd. There's going to be weapons in the stands, and they said that you can get attacked by somebody. So I don't know, fans can attack you. If it's a payback where you can have a random person attack you from your opponent, that's interesting. But they said there's going to be more enhanced combat in the crowd, more immersion with crowd interactions while you're in the stands. Again, alluding to the old days, back in even the Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1 days with wrestling games. So I'm glad they're getting that back. Like I said, the fun factor is being added back to the games, and I'm excited. Some other slept-on features, in my opinion, is the addition of adding how the match can start. Now there's multiple ways you can select how matches start. You can have the two competitors shake hands. You can have them taunt, hype the crowd. You can have them brawl. Multiple different ways. I think 3 or 4 different alternative ways you can get to have a match start. So I'm excited for that. That as a content creator, it's very awesome to have, because usually to do something like that, I have to go recreate it myself and have it done, and that's extra steps. But now, if it's just something you can just do off rip, I like that feature. They bring that feature back from the old SVR games. I like that. Another slept on feature that I think they're building upon it is AI sequencing. So basically, to give more likeness to the characters, because I feel like they lack likeness of what we see represented on television to the game. I feel like most of the players play kind of like themselves, so to change that, enhance their likeness, they're having sequences. So basically, if you see, for example, John Cena do his 5 moves of doom, 5-knuckle shuffle, he'll pair that then with that to him setting up for the attitude adjustments. So I'm hoping that's going to have these wrestlers feel more authentic to their real life self, and then especially the ones that are high flyers like the Pentas, the Rey Mysterios, the Javon Evans, the guys that really have authentic, unique movesets. Hopefully now with this feature, we can see them put together moves that they would do in real time now in the game, and I think it's gonna make it more smoother. These are my slept-on features as we move on to universe mode. That's, obviously that's a staple here on the channel. I'm excited. They're bringing back the draft, and it's not just a random draft like it was in the past, where you have superstar from Raw and SmackDown fight each other, and then they randomly pick whoever wins. Randomly gets a draft selection. No, it's a full customizable draft with rounds and all these different things. Obviously, until I get my hands on the game, or if more information is put out about how it works, I don't know exactly how it works, but it's fully fleshed out. Maybe something similar to how it is in GM mode, without the restrictions of money and roster sizes and stuff like that. So I'm excited, because even though we did a universe mode draft already, the way my universe mode has been going, I think we are ready for a draft to mix things up and get things going. So I can't wait to implement that. And another thing that I'm really excited for and intrigued on how it's going to work is the new creation wizard in universe mode. Sounds like story designer to me, or maybe like the next step to getting back to story designer. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'm very intrigued. I'm excited. That particular feature has me excited for universe mode. I know a lot of people are saying, well, we don't know what's entailed with universe mode information, but that could be huge. That could be a big portion of universe mode that can bring everything together that we've been looking for universe mode, which has kind of been stale. A great mode that just doesn't have a lot of features to make it even better. So hopefully, with the AI universe creation wizard, we're gonna see something we haven't seen before in a positive way. Also, they're talking about more enhanced promos, which I'm hoping we get to see backstage promos, maybe multi-man promos, not just one character and another character in the ring going at it, but maybe something where it can be faction versus faction promos. I don't know, but they said they're enhancing and adding things to the promos segment in universe mode. I'm really interested to see how that all folds, because that could be something really cool. And one of the last few things I want to talk about here, and that is showcase mode. I am a huge showcase mode fan, like I alluded to earlier in this video. Always love showcase. I know people poo on showcase, saying they can get rid of it, scrap that for a road to WrestleMania and all that stuff. Why can't we just have both? But I'm a showcase mode fan, and they're doing a showcase based off CM Punk's career. We're going to relive some of his memorable matches in WWE, and it looks like from the trailer we're going to get maybe a Ring of Honor TNA version of CM Punk. So I wonder what that's going to be like. I wonder if we're going to get any TNA DLC, maybe some TNA championships. Obviously, we know there's a work relationship with TNA and WWE in real life. Maybe we'll finally get a DLC geared to TNA members. Maybe like, even though him and Joe Hendry, who is the pre-order bonus, so maybe he's different, but maybe a Matt Cardona, Nick Nemeth, the Hardys. When we saw Lita in the Attitude Era edition cover, which we'll talk about covers in just a second, had Team Extreme, people hinting that maybe the Hardys will be in this game in some capacity, whether it be a TNA DLC or just like we saw with Billy Gunn last year, maybe they're just in the game just with, on a contractual agreement. Who knows? But I'm excited to see what it can mean. But it's going to be interesting to see a very young Ring of Honor / TNA CM Punk in the game. Will his entrance and what will his entrance and theme song be, if they even get that in depth with it, or if it's just some generic one? Who knows? But I'm interested to see the matches they pick. Over the few weeks we had the teasers for potential showcase mode. Maybe we can see him at WrestlePalooza, and the return of his wife AJ Lee. We can see her as some DLC. Who knows? Maybe she's part of the base game when he faced with AJ Lee and CM Punk took on Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins at WrestlePalooza. We see hints of CM Punk versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania, I believe it's 29, in their one-on-one match. Obviously CM Punk lost it, but maybe that's something they can still relive. Who knows? The possible end of this. CM Punk had a great run in WWE before he left, and he's already on a great run now, coming back into WWE, being the World Heavyweight Champion. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do for the showcase. But one thing I am disappointed when it comes to showcase mode, I was hoping for an Attitude Era showcase. Now, I know a lot of people will be like, why? We've had it. It's been done before. Yeah, that was also like over 10 years ago on Last Gen. We don't have a showcase geared for the Attitude Era since then. So as now we have New Gen. I would love to have seen them put a showcase mode geared to the Monday Night Wars Attitude Era. It's been 30 years coming up. This is the 30-year anniversary of all of that. It would have been a nice touch to have in the game, reliving that moment, especially now they brought back in-game cutscenes for showcase, dumping the slingshot tech. So I would have loved to have seen that. But it doesn't look like we're going to get it. I was hyped for it because of the covers, which all covers look amazing, by the way. Triple H cover looks fantastic. I know people have been complaining about him being on each cover, like, why does that even matter? But that's for everybody else who wants to nitpick. That's not what we do here. But that cover looks amazing. The Attitude Era cover looks amazing. That's the one I'm going to be getting, trying to pre-order it, so I can hopefully have that soon. The Monday Night Wars looks amazing. And even for the Standard Edition, CM Punk cover looks good as well. So, awesome covers. I wish we could have all of them somehow, but, we can only probably pick one unless you want to pay, out the wazoo to have them all. I'm not doing that. But the Attitude Era cover will be the one I will be purchasing. And like I said, just a little disappointed. Was hoping for some showcase, geared to Attitude Era. I mean, there could be, but I highly doubt it. What I'm seeing, it doesn't look like we're going to have that, but you never know. It looks like we're just going to get playable characters set from that time, like Kane, old school Triple H, The Undertaker, The Rock. Renders we've had in the past, now bringing them back just to replicate that era. But even still, you might see me do something here on the channel going back, just have content on the channel. So I'm excited. This game could feature over 400 playable characters, which could include, like we said, TNA characters, most likely for sure. We've already seen teasers for Mr. Iguana and having AAA roster members in WWE 2K26. I'm not familiar with their roster like that, but it will still be unique to have another company roster in the game, something we haven't seen much before. Obviously now WWE owns or has a play-in AAA, so that's going to be the reason why they'll see inclusions of them in the game. I'm excited. Like I said, this game looks like it's a game we've been asking for. Obviously we won't know until we get our hands on the game, but from the look, the sounds, the feel, the hype, it looks like we're getting back to that fun factor in games, and I'm excited. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it for us here on the channel. WWE 2K26 is around the corner. Let me know in the comment section below, are you going to be getting this game off rip? Which version are you going to get? Are you going to pre-order like I am? I can't wait. And I know this is a different video than we're used to, but not to worry, Universal will be back next week. busy week this past week for me at work. Also with the information dropping for WWE 2K26. I was trying to get this video out multiple times this week, but I just couldn't upload as fast as the information was coming out. Now since the dust settled, we probably have less information for a couple days, maybe. All I know, I dropped this video right now, and then 5 minutes later there'll be another trailer with more information, making this video outdated. Wouldn't be surprised. But I was trying to get this video out, which holds at Universe Mode, but don't worry, we're coming back. We're trying to enhance not just Universe Modes, but the content here on the channel, doing more videos like this. I've got a new setup adding to the setup I currently have just to help make this content look better, sound better, and feel better as we're trying to enhance quality on top of being consistent with content. So stay tuned. Universe Mode is around the corner with highlights of round 1, who's advancing to round 2, and then we'll get right back into Raw and SmackDown and NXT, and then we will have, finally, after a year, King of the Ring as we proceed through Universe Mode and get to a modern day Universe Mode very soon. So lots of exciting things happening on the channel, and how you can follow that is by hitting that subscribe button, like and share with others. Well, my Warrior FC, that's going to do it for me here today. Let me know again in the comment section, how are you feeling by WWE 2K26, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, I will always be your warrior.